Is Denji finally going to reach his goal and touch boobs for once? Well, we find out in episode 4 of Chainsaw Man, but before we get into it, welcome to NonStopAntonio, where I talk about everything nerdy. If you like content just like this, hit the subscribe button for more, and I hope you enjoy this video. I like how this episode started off with Power eating animals and showing her relationship with Meowie, and how she liked blood because it was warm, and you kind of notice the parallels with the cat because she was hugging the cat, so she likes the cat because it keeps her warm, and she kind of has like a familiarity with it, with like the blood use and everything else. And it was nice. And how at the end, you had her in the bat's stomach, and she's alive with the cat, and then cut to Denji with her outside the dead bat with the cat. And I'm like, oh, thank God, Meowie survived. Meowie survived. That's honestly all I was worried about, and I'm happy that Meowie survived. How many times are we going to say that? Who knows? And I like, right as Denji's about to finally cop a feel, he has his hand blown right off. I was like, no, Denji, you're so close to your goal. No, like, so close, Denji. So close. And he gets his hand blown off. I'm like, oh, poor Denji. Poor Denji. And then we have this giant leech devil show up, who was apparently the girlfriend of the Bat Devil. Apparently they have relationships. I didn't see that coming. I just assumed devils were devils and didn't have any kind of relationship with anyone else other than stuff that suited themselves. I found it interesting, though, that Denji couldn't turn back into the chainsaw, so I guess his powers do have limits. They're not super OP, where if he doesn't have enough blood, he can't transform, and he only had that little nub sticking out of his head. But his determination in that fight was absolutely insane. He was not giving up. He took a beat, he got launched back, he blocked the shots, and he wasn't stopping until he defeated that leech. Because he had to touch boobs. That's his whole goal. Both Power and the leech both told him his goals were foolish. However, he didn't care. It's his goals. No matter how small they are, he's determined to achieve them. And honestly, even though it's a funny goal for him, he's so determined to reach his goals, even though they're so much smaller in comparison to some people. And he doesn't care. He knows that. He realizes that. But he's still in it for himself. And he wants to reach the life he wants to have. Because he lived like a dog and for all his life. He wants something better than what he had, and he's trying to go towards it. No matter how small, and it seems to everyone else, he's not giving up. And I think that really speaks for his character, that he won't give up. He's going to keep going as hard as he can so he can get to that better life that he wants to have. No matter how foolish it may seem to other people. And I like how this was shown when he was fighting the leech, because after the leech called it foolish, he gets mad about everyone else having their hot dreams. How they have all these hotshot dreams. They all want to do their own thing, but he has his own stuff, and he's determined. Love the show. Love Denji's motivation, surprisingly. Even though it's just touching boobs, he still has that inner feeling where he has to get stuff done, and he's determined to do it. And I like seeing that determination, even if it's for touching boobs. And I thought, Denji's like, oh, he's going to lose. He gets stabbed through the chest. Boom. Aki shows up for backup, and he has a giant fox head that just eats the leech. And I was like, holy shit. Where the hell did that come from? It looks cool. That fox head looks pretty dope. And we find out that it's a devil that he made a pact with, and every time he uses it, it gets like a bite of his flesh. I thought that was really interesting. Well, there are other devils and fiends other than Power and Denji who help out the organization from time to time, I guess, and they all have their own pacts with their own devil hunters. So it's interesting to see that it's not just them, and that there's more devils that are also helping defeat other devils. And I like how Denji still covers for Power, even though Power tried to kill him. He tries to help her and be like, no. She didn't do anything, even though all the clues led up to Power knocking him out, sending him to kill him, and Power betraying them. Denji knows the reason she did it is because she was trying to save Meowie. So I feel like he has an understanding with her. It's not all evil. She didn't do it for her own sake. She did it to save someone she loved. So I think that's probably why he understood her a little more and covered for her. On top of the fact that he still wanted to touch her boobs. I found it really interesting that Aki was still covering for Power and Denji as well, because he doesn't seem to like them. But when Makima says that they went out of their area that they weren't supposed to be in, and usually this would cause for both of them being terminated, the only reason they're not is because, first of all, they took out 2 devils, and second of all, there was no casualties. So I feel like if there was casualties, they would have seen it differently. But Aki kind of believes in them now, because Denji saved the little girl and the dad. He saved the woman in the building. I mean, he did throw the car, and that was the only negative one, but all other ones are, he saved them. And I think that also shows that Denji still has a lot to learn to be a proper hero and save these people, but he also has that good heart in him that he will help people. And I like how because of that meeting with Makima, she puts Power into Aki's home as well, so that he can watch over them and take care of them because she trusts him, and probably because of the fact that he covered for them. So He's most likely going to help them be better people, so now he's stuck with both of them, which looks like it's going to be one chaotic household. I can't wait to see how all of them react to each other, because I feel like they're going to have a fun dynamic. Power's a little crazy, Denji's obsessed with boobs, and Aki's like the more serious one that has to teach them how to be proper agents and actually do their thing. And also be a little bit cleaner, have manners, and not be so disgusting anymore. Because I like how both Denji and Aki were also trying to get Power to take a shower and flush the toilet properly, because she doesn't do either of those. Just a little funny scene. It's going to be fun watching them all try to live together and get under each other's hairs and fight amongst one another in like a roommate type of way. And then the final moment that we've all been waiting for, Denji finally gets to touch boobs. And he gets to touch them 3 times because he saved Power and Meowie from the devils. And I thought that was really funny scene, and Denji's so amazed. He finally did it. He's finally there, and then we cut to a new outro. On the new outro, looks pretty cool, and it looked like one that was focused around Power, and it was a little fun. So I'm curious if the outro is going to change again, but we'll see next episode. Really fun. I really like Denji. He's a really fun character, and I like how when you look at all the different animes, you have like a serious, I want to be the world's greatest hero. I want to stop everyone. I want to not let anyone die a wrongful death. I want to save my sister. Stuff like that. And then you have Denji, boobs. That's it. Really fun. Love seeing it. And I can't wait to see Denji and Power team up and use their powers to kind of hop off one another. So they're using it and they kind of launch each other into stuff. And I think it's going to be really fun to see everything go more. I can't wait to see more epic battles with more characters together, if you know what I mean. And I feel like this season is going to be really fun. And honestly, it's jumping up to one of my favorite animes so far. But I can't say that yet until I see the whole season and it's all flushed out. But I'm really liking the characters and kind of where the storyline's going. And I'm interested to finding out who like the big bad guy is. Because there has to be like a big bad. Like someone who's kind of commanding these devils and doing all that things. That's what I think anyways. But I've never read the manga, so I got no clue. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. What do you think of this episode? Let me know down in the comments. And if you like content like this, hit the subscribe button for more because it helps out the channel a lot. And thanks for watching this video. I'll talk to you later.